All right, then. So on the program this morning, we are looking at the national single window in Nigeria, a game changer for maritime trade and economic growth. We're looking at this because for quite a while now, people have been complaining about the ease of doing business in Nigerian ports, and that's because of the plethora of challenges you are likely going to be confronted with, especially with enforcement agencies. And the clarion call for a national single window has been on for almost 10 years now. So let's find out where we are with the National Single Window Project. And joining me on the phone line this morning, I have Celestine Akujobi, who is Director of Consumer Affairs for the Nigerian Shippers Council. He's connecting with me on the phone line this morning. Mr. Akujobi, nice to have you. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. John Oteri, good morning.
It's Victor, actually.
Victor, good morning.
Right, nice.
Sorry?
It's nice to have you. So where's your location right now?
I'm in the east now.
And is it raining where you are?
It rained last night, but this morning is clear.
All right. So right here in Lagos, we're having showers of blessings across town. So the rains are pouring this morning.
Yeah, I don't want. I have to be with you by tomorrow.
Wonderful. All right, so Mr. Akujobi, what is the National Single Window Project all about? Talk to my listeners this morning.
Okay. Good morning once again. The National Single Window, it's a trade facilitation tool. I will make it very simple. It's an electronic platform where all the parties that are involved in international trade, those who are importing or exporting, and even the stakeholder government agencies, you have to submit your standardized information or documents,
right?
In order to fulfill the regulatory requirements like custom requirements, MPA requirements, NIMASA or whoever. Simply put, instead of you now being an importer, that's importer or exporter, going to various government agencies to submit this form or that form. You understand? You submit the same information, and you just input the information on the National Single Window platform.
Right.
And then every other agency, it will be visible to every other agency who will now make use of that information. Instead of you running around all the agencies to submit forms.
Right.
So simply put, that's what the National Single Window is all about.
And how is it expected to work in Nigeria?
Actually, it's a simple thing. The National Single Window platform is for, like I said, it will serve as an entry point, just single entry point.
Okay.
And what is required is for a trader, let's say all the necessary forms that you are supposed to fill, you impute them, you submit them at the single window there. Every other agency will have access to that information and process it as it deems fit. Okay. So it's a simple exercise. As long as it's an online platform, you can do it from the comfort of your home. You don't need to start moving from point A to point B.
Point B, right. So a lot of people have been talking about the fact that doing business within Nigerian ports, be it at the seaport or perhaps the airport, is pretty challenging. So what is the main objective of this National Single Window Project?
Yeah, the main objective of the National Single Window Project is to simplify processes, to make easy to achieve what we call or what we all know as ease of doing business. It will reduce the cost of you trying to. Hello?
I'm with you. We're with you.
Yeah, it will reduce the cost of you trying to make 50 photocopies. So it will help to achieve cost reduction. It will ease delays in processing your documents. You understand?
Right.
It will make it easy for trade to flow. Processes will just be streamlined. It will simplify processes. Even the documents, instead of MPA, you fill in a different MPA form. You go to NAFDAC, you fill a different form. You go to NIMASA or whoever, you fill a different form or a CBM form. It's just one form. So it will simplify all the processes. It will harmonize the data because it's supposed to be a format that you are going to follow. And that format, when you fill that form, it will now be relevant to all the agencies that are regulatory agencies that operate in the port, whether customs, because all the information needed are in that form. So you don't need to start filling different forms. You understand? It will simplify the processes. It will reduce your cost. And because it is automated, there won't be anything like a human interface. You go to point A, you meet Mr. Balogu. You go to point B, you meet Mr. Akujobi. You go to Mr. John. You now say that Akujobi is delaying your document. No, there won't be anything like that.
Okay. So
then in cost of...
Go ahead. Continue. No, go ahead. In cost of what?
Even in the terms of logistics, issue of moving about, transport costs, this and that, and we know the challenges there in Lagos. There won't be any such thing again. Or whether if I challenge, not just only in Lagos, but at every other port, there won't be any such challenge again.
Right.
So compliance will be easy. You understand? Right. Because once you comply to the requirements of that platform, you have met all the necessary requirements as long as you have followed the necessary procedures.
Okay, so let's look at the implication of all of this on maritime trade, on economic growth. What is this supposed to bring to Nigeria? I mean, if I had to put some figures to it, have we done any feasibility studies to say, look, the implementation of the National Single Window Project will add this to the economy? What are the projections?
Yeah, the projection is that, when you reduce cost, maybe you are spending, let's say we are wasting, that due to delays occasioned by this fragmentation of processes, this and that.
Right.
It costs Nigeria just a whopping sum. You'll be running in billions of naira. Okay. But these processes are now, all these things will now make it easy, so that all those costs are now are no longer there. You understand?
Right.
It will lead to more people, being into import-export business, especially in export, where that the present government is talking about diversifying the economy. Mm-hmm. It will lead to diversification of the economy, in the sense that now the processes are easier. More people will now be involved, will now be engaged in export. Because what makes people to run away from export before is that when you look at the cumbersome nature, when you look at the bureaucracy, when you look at the delays, when you look at the cost, all these things are called that the exporter will bear. But all these things are no longer there. So the economic effect, the economic advantage is huge. It's huge. And in fact, we talk about this national single window as a game changer.
Right.
It's a transformative initiative. It is something that has not happened in Nigeria, but will now take Nigeria to the next level.
Which is very, very good.
Yes.
So let's talk about the regulator now. Who is in charge of this national single window? Is it the Shippers Council, NIMASA, or Nigerian Port Authority?
We have a lead agency, that's the Federal Inland Revenue Service. But notwithstanding, we have a steering committee that pilots everything concerning the national single window. Nigerian Shippers Council is there, NIMASA is there, MPA is there, Customs is there, CBN is there, Federal Ministry of Trade is there, Marine and Blue Economy is there, Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy is there. In fact, there are about a total of, because we don't want to make the number so cumbersome, so we have only 18 agencies on that committee platform. Yes, on that committee, working with all the stakeholders. Stakeholders are the importers, exporters, the service providers, such as the terminal operator, the shipping lines,
right,
and other, important relevant stakeholders.
Right. So let's talk about this, because I know last week there was a kind of stakeholders forum which the council, brought together the different stakeholders. How was it, and what were the reservations that were being expressed at that forum?
Actually, that forum was Shippers Council provided the platform for that program in our office, but it's an activity of the National Single Window Steering Committee. And what we did was to invite the shipping companies, the shipping lines, they are one of the major stakeholders in this project.
Right.
So we invite theirs to come. What the National Single Window Steering Committee did was to now, demonstrate the platform to them. So what the shipping line now did was to interrogate the system.
Okay.
Make inputs to the system in order to develop, because what we want to do, we don't want a situation where it will just be a government affair. No. It's an inclusive something. It's something that the stakeholders will continue to help to improve the system, by interrogating the system, coming up with ideas, coming up with it to improve the platform. And that exercise was very, very successful when it was held last week.
Right.
And quite a lot of new ideas came up. And all those things will help in improving and the designing of that platform.
Okay. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This morning on the program, we're looking at the National Single Window Project in Nigeria, becoming a game changer for trade facilitation and, of course, economic growth in Nigeria. If you're wondering who's speaking with me this morning, Celestine Akujobi, who is the Director, Consumer Affairs for the Nigerian Shippers Council. He's connecting with us. Let's talk a bit on duplication of efforts, because I know before now, the issues that relates to the ease of doing business with the ports and, of course, even with both the seaports and the airports has been an issue of who takes what at what point, who's in charge of this thing or the other. So will the National Single Window eliminate that? I mean, issues of duplication?
I will say by that question, you have equally answered the question itself.
In what way?
Because that is what the single window is set out to achieve. It's one of the things that is set out to achieve. There will be enhanced collaboration among the agencies through the National Single Window platform. Because there, you have all the agencies, they are seeing each other, they are seeing one another. You understand?
Right.
They have access to the same platform, the same information. There won't be that form of interagency rivalry or duplication of activities or efforts or whatever. You understand? Because on that platform, as long as all of them are there, CBN will be there, is there, custom is there. So it will be easy for all the agencies to relate and interrelate. You don't necessarily have to start having any issue with, let's say, Shippers Council, with NIMASA, or with no. That one that has been eliminated.
Right. By
the introduction and implementation of the National Single Window.
So is there a clear-cut guideline on time, for instance? When you say a complaint has been put on the window and it relates to agency A or agency B, is there a clear-cut timeline that has been given on response?
Actually, what is being done now is it is work in progress. But that the main rollout of the platform will be, that's the actual rollout implementation and rollout of the platform will be by next year, early next year. You understand, by March. But what we are doing now, because what the government was doing is that to make sure that, every stakeholder is carried along. So that's why you hear of all these forums here and there. That's why you hear of all these consultations here and there aimed at enhancing the platform. But when it now starts operational, you understand, in terms of answering to queries or requests, just like you just asked.
Right.
As long as it is online, everything will be done online. So you can say maybe when that comes up, I think that issue will be handled. But it will not waste time because it is online. It is digital.
Right. Okay, then. Yeah. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, National Single Window in Nigeria, a game changer for maritime trade and economic growth is our focus. And Celestine Akujobi is Director Consumer Affairs for the Nigerian Shippers Council. He's taking us to the classroom this morning to make us have a clearer understanding. We're going to take a short break right now. When we return, we'll try and find out implementation phase for the National Single Window Project. How far have we gone with that? And in terms of putting in place the kind of infrastructure that will be required for people to really, really get into this particular window and, of course, the platform. Of course, my guests will be letting us in on that. And you can also join the conversation as well. And that will be on 08099120777. Send your questions or perhaps your contributions to that number. Or if you want to make a voice call, you can reach us on 091-5387-7127. That's 091-5387-7127. A brief break. When we return, we'll continue.
Nigerian Shippers Council, they to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve one for you.
Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council, they feel in a parole now for every level. And as soon as goods, they move from port A, go enter port B with a measure within on a needle. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem where shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily lane. Papa, email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng. Allow us on top 0818-888-8895 or 0703-584-6468.
For you, we dey gidigba,
Nigerian Shippers Council with a meeting for the port of una need.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Maritime Today is the program, and I see have with me on the phone line this morning Celestine Akujobi, who is the Director of Consumer Affairs for the Nigerian Shippers Council, and we're talking about the National Single Window Project in Nigeria and how it's likely to become the game changer for maritime trade and economic growth. Back to the roads, it's slow and steady. If you're coming in from the Mile 12N inwards Koshofé, the rains are subsiding. Even from the live cameras in the studios, we can tell you the rains have subsided, and flash floods is what motorists are dealing with. Please just drive with some levels of caution as you navigate through the roads this beautiful Wednesday morning. Take note as you do that. Please think of others making use of the roads as well. We'll be letting you in on more, and also letting you to have your say too. But let's get back to the conversation. Mr. Akujobi, so where are we with the implementation of this right now? Talking about the National Single Window Project?
Yeah. Actually, you know that coming up with a new idea, with a new project like this requires, it requires some time. And it's a complex one. But if you look at the way the government is approaching it, you know that the president,
right?
As long as we have the buy-in of the president, because he actually launched the project in April in 2024.
Okay.
April of 2024, that's when it was launched, and that is just the planning stage.
Okay.
That means the project has the buy-in of the president. That's at that high level. So you should know that the president this administration is very, very serious with it.
Okay.
And that led to the establishment of a steering committee immediately after that. You know that the problem we have in Nigeria is that you can come up with a project, but if there's no political will, if there's no that buy-in by the
political leaders,
it becomes yes. But this one has the buy-in of the president, so the political will is there, and the commence immediately toward the steering committee was established. That's the steering committee I mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. Which will be the project management, and the project management office have been established, and reports to the presidency too.
Okay.
Feasibility study has been carried out, and all the legal and regulatory reviews have been ongoing to make sure that there won't be any hitch.
By the time
there are series of stakeholder engagements are on to get the buy-in of the stakeholders, as well as get their feedback. Towards ensuring that we don't make the mistakes we have been making in the past.
Right.
So this is an inclusive exercise at this time to make sure that even the software, everything will now be customized, and everything will be as ready before the final rollout of the. But before that, there will be a pilot or implementation phase, which will require trying to roll it out, let people look at, let us test it, then. After that program, we now start talking of the main
rollout,
full-scale rollout of the project.
And when is that supposed to be?
Go live.
When is that supposed to be?
Like I mentioned earlier, that will be expected to come up around March next year. Okay. That's the complete and full total rollout of the project. All
right. I'm sure Nigerians are very, very anxious. They're anticipating this. If you want
to... If you and me, we are waiting for that too.
Yes. All right. If you want to join the conversation this morning, feel free. Send in your messages 08099120777. Mr. Celestine, In terms of infrastructure for all this to be actualized, do we have the infrastructure on ground now?
You see, when you talk of the infrastructure, my answer will be yes. We have the infrastructure for that.
Okay.
The infrastructure is being developed. It's a software. You understand? It doesn't need maybe trying to acquire land, acquire this, acquire that.
Okay.
It's an online platform being developed, and already though if you watch, we already have some platforms already. Like we talk of custom nights today. Now we have the BOW platform. All of them will be integrated into this national single window platform.
Great.
So already we already have like that BOW, which is a custom. This is a very comprehensive platform that custom is utilizing, and it has actually reduced the time for clearance of cargo at the port. Presently, when they carried out the pilot exercise at the PTML, it was highly successful. So it will be integrated into the main platform. So I don't think there will be any issue with the issue that issue of platform.
Of infrastructure. Yeah. All right then. I have some messages that are coming in here for you, Mr. Celestine. This one says good morning. This one says good morning, Mr. Victor. Please, morning. I want to ask Mr. Celestine, can this single window really cut down the number of people and agencies and importers have to deal with? Bright is sending this one in from Boundary. Bright, thank you so much.
Yeah, Mr. Bright, I would say that if you had joined us earlier, I think I have answered that question. You don't need to go to MPA. You don't need to go to customs. You don't need to meet any person. It will eliminate totally, any issue of a human interface, human interaction. Like I mentioned, I use my name and even Victor. I said you can't go to Victor in Nimasa, or you go to Akujobi in Shippers Council, or go to this in NAFDAC. No. Everything is online.
Okay. So he should be rest assured that this will be properly tackled.
Exactly. That will be tackled seriously.
All right, then 08099120777. Another one here says, hello, Lagos Traffic Radio. Will this reduce the infamous port congestions we always hear about in Lagos? Benedict is sending this one in from Ikeja. Benedict, thank you so much. So, congestions, Mr. Akujobi.
Benedict, thank you for that question. Yes, it will reduce, you see, when you improve on your processes, you are improving on efficiency. And when you reduce, let's say, cargo dwell time at the port, you reduce ship turnaround time at the port. When all these things are reduced and there's no human interface, it means that there won't be any congestion because as long as you have submitted your documents and the process time is reduced, very short, and all the necessary payments and the documents we have submitted, everything has been reduced, then there won't be any need for congestion. Because cargo release will be very, very fast. It is not, Nigeria is not the first country to start it. It's been operated in other countries. We have seen how the dividends of improved cargo clearance and evacuation from the airports. We have seen what happened in those areas, and that is what we want to achieve here in Nigeria.
One as well.
So it will definitely reduce. In fact, there won't be any issue of congestion again.
All right, then quickly, let's take some more reactions coming in quickly. Do you have a call there? All right. Hello. Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. All right, so this is the wrong program. We're talking maritime at this time. If you want to connect with Runke, that will be by 11 o'clock on Automedics. Message here for Akujobi says, good morning, Traffic Radio. Please, how soon should regular Nigerians, like consumers buying imported goods, start seeing benefits from this national single window? If you're in sending that one in, if you're in, thank you so much. Another one here says, will it make things cheaper in the market over there, or is it that we're too optimistic? Chima is sending this one in. One more before I let the advice. So this one says, good morning, Victor. Please ask your guests if it can be okay. So ask your guest if it can be accessible to people in the hinterlands, or is it only for big companies in Lagos and, of course, Port Harcourt. Ebenezer, I sent that one in. So, I need you to demystify the audience.
I think, let me start with the last.
Yes, Ebenezer.
Definitely, as long as it is online, the national single window, it is not an office like I mentioned earlier. You go there and you submit document. No.
Okay.
It's an online platform. That means you can do business from anywhere you are in Nigeria.
Anywhere.
Yeah, from anywhere. Yes, you can submit your documents from anywhere.
All right. And will this be cheaper? Will this be cheaper quickly from Chima's perspective?
Yes. Why it will be cheaper is that, you see, when you reduce cost of doing business at the port, when you reduce cost that the importers or exporters have to pay, definitely the cost of when you now remove all these informal payments that people make, issue of corruption, you know that all those costs are being passed down to the consumers. But when all those things are reduced, it will affect equally the cost of items in the market.
All right.
So the consumers will benefit from it. I think that question was from one Mr. Ifani.
Yes, Ifani.
Yeah, the Chima too.
Yeah.
The Chima too, like I said. All these issues, we are not being too optimistic because it is being done in several African countries, even in Cotonou here, even in Ghana, even in Kenya. We have it in Rwanda, and equally all these, almost all the advanced countries in the world. So it is working there. Okay. And from what we are doing, we are even improving on what they have. We are improving on what they have.
Right.
So that means our own is equally going to work better.
All right. Let's begin to round this off right now, Mr. Akujobi, because of time constraints. So what's the message to Nigerians as relates to the national single window? What's your message?
Yeah, my message is that we have to start getting ready now. We have to make sure that we are doing business the right way. We have to make sure that our documentations are right. We don't need to start all these hanky-panky. Issue of under declaration is gone. Issue of over-invoicing, all those issues. Let us do the right thing, and it will be better for us. It will be better for you as a businessman. It will be better for you as for the sector, for in terms of our global competitiveness. That's right. The country. It is equally going to enhance the government revenue.
Okay, all right.
Because all those leakages will now be, handled. Those issues will be a thing of the past.
Right. Okay, then. So we'll leave for another time where we can get you into the studios and we can talk much more on the benefits of the National Single Window Project. But Mr. Celestine Akujobi, nice having you on the program this morning. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Lagos Traffic Radio. We are always open in Shippers Council. We are ready to come again and answer your questions and equally be with our publics.
All right, then. Nice connecting with you. Thank you. So we have to go now. National Single Window in Nigeria, a game changer for maritime trade and economic growth has been a focus. And Celestine Akujobi, who is a Director of Consumer Affairs for the Nigerian Shippers Council, has taken us on this excursion. We have to go. The program has been produced by Dayo Anthony. Maximum shout out going out to Emmanuel Dean Neye, who's in the studios this morning. Rebecca Adamus, Assistant Director of Public Relations for the Nigerian Shippers Council. And I say a big thank you to Okpa Emishodunke of our social media unit. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. You can always connect to the Shippers Council on all their platforms at NG Shippers. My name is Victor Oteri. I'm out. Stay very much within. Bye.
Nigerian Shippers Council, they to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you.
Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council, they feel in a parole now for every level. And as soon as goods, they move from port A, go enter port B with a measure within on a needle. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem where shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily. Papa email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng. Allow us on top 0818-888-8895 or 0703-584-6468.
For you, we dey gidigba.
Nigerian Shippers Council with the meeting for the port of Nanir.